Hello, my dearest friends, and welcome back to another video on my channel. Long time no see. Happy holidays, everybody. It is officially the holiday season at the time I'm recording this. I'm actually recording this on November 6th. But for me, the holiday season starts in October and ends in January. So it's the holiday season. I don't care what we're celebrating, it's just the holiday season. But I am here with a Mattel Creations package, or rather a Mattel Creations release, because Mattel Creations is such a hell site that I was not actually able to get these dolls on release day, despite the fact that I actively tried on 2 devices to, sort of even out my chances, and was so close. But in, like, the last 5 to 6 minutes where it counted, they sold out in an instant, and I had to watch eBay like a hawk in order to find them for an acceptable price. You know what the video title is. If you haven't already figured it out by the description of the events of what's happening, we are unboxing my second ever Skullector Monster High set. Jack and Sally from The Nightmare Before Christmas, which is one of my favorite holiday movies ever. It is so important to me. I collect Sally merchandise specifically. She is my favorite character from that film, one of my all-time favorite Disney characters in general, right up there next to Ariel in terms of favoritism. And of course, I have a soft spot for Jack too. So as you can imagine, the emotional breakdown that I had on Friday, October 27th, when they actually sold out on me while I was in line, was very real, because that is what happens when you are an autistic adult and are very, very much attached to fictional characters. Anyway, I found them for, again, what I call an acceptable price. And I know what you're thinking. Angelfish, you could have waited a couple months. Skullectors depreciate in value. If it were any other Skullector release, I would have, but I have PTSD from other Nightmare Before Christmas merchandise on the secondhand market, and I don't have time to explain that. Just know that Jack and Sally price ranges on the secondhand market, regardless of, like, what kind of toy it is. If it's a doll, action figure, if it's made out of plastic, the prices are never going to be consistent, so it's going to be really scary to actually find them for a good one. So, anxiety got the better of me, and I watched eBay like a hawk to find them for under $200. I ended up paying about $40-ish over retail, and then I had to pay for shipping, which was like $23. So in the end, it came out to roughly $189, which, again, acceptable price, as in I had the money saved up since I missed out on them. I got a few extra, like, chores and stuff done, so I could get paid a little extra, and we made it happen. That was the only chance I was gonna get, so we took it. Anyway, the box. Everybody has seen the box by now. It's got Jack and Sally embossed on the front. It's a very nice sleeve. Oh, I'm so excited for them. J&S, True Love Never Dies, debuting in the fan-favorite film Disney Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas. Fun fact, Tim Burton's name was actually a marketing ploy for this film. He had very little to do with its actual direction beyond a few character designs and visiting set a couple times. Most of the film can be attributed to Henry Selick, who you may also know as one of the lead directors at Laika Studios, which is known for Coraline, Paranorman, a lot of the really popular with the kids horror genre. Although, ironically enough, Nightmare Before Christmas is not really kids horror. It's kind of horror adjacent. Adjacent? Como se dice adjacent in English? I am just very jittery because I cannot believe I have these. It's like a match made in heaven, and I'm still mad about Mattel Creations in general, with the way that they did, but, like, we're just gonna do it. Look at it. It's so pretty. Anyway, True Love Never Dies, debuting in the fan-favorite film Disney Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas. Pumpkin King Jack Skellington and dreamer Sally embark on a wild misadventure that captures the spirit of Halloween, Christmas, and true love. This collector doll pack celebrates the moment that Jack and Sally realize they're meant to be together forever. Dressed in a bespoke suit with a frightening skeleton print, Jack is ready for a haunting night with Sally, who is dressed in a creep-tastic off-the-shoulder dress with a petrifying patchwork print. This defrightful collector item captures the nightmarish fun that awaits every night in Halloween Town. Then from the makers of Monster High, Skullector, and at the bottom there's Sally's little gift basket for Jack, which I'm really upset is not an accessory that she comes with. Anyway, there's more photography of them in the back, and then I have not looked at their faces, so they're so cute. Oh. I need a minute. Okay, so they're so... Oh, look at Sally. Oh, she's perfect. And Jack, oh, he's so scrunkly. I know everyone's like, why does Jack look like that? Listen, he is my silly little boy, and I will not take any criticism of his face sculpt, okay? I don't care that he doesn't look Monster High enough. He is Jack Skellington, and he looks adorable, and I love his little bat bow tie. I just wish it had the white pinstripes painted in, but I can do that myself, and I will do that myself. And then on the back, not on the back, we've seen the back, but on the box we've got skeletts of like the Monster High logo, School Crest, Frankie's little Easter egg, Zero, the pumpkins, the wrought iron fence that it goes into Halloween Town from the graveyard, and the back of the box is a snow-filled pumpkin patch of Spiral Hill, which is an iconic location from the film. I can see Sally's gift basket being used in the back of the box again. You can see their stands are hidden off to the side. You can see the Valentine's Day tree, which, fun fact, I have it next to me. In this book, which I just finished reading earlier this year, we actually see the other holiday towns. It's a great read. I love the Pumpkin Queen book. It's so cute. It follows Sally. Jack is hardly in it, but, Sally is a really compelling character, and she's a pretty great protagonist. Anyway, I'm going to gently remove them from the box, and we will take a closer look at my little darlings. Oh my gosh. And they are both out of the box. Jack barely fits in frame. He is so tall. His stand is also a unique tall stand, never been produced before. I will say his stand clip, the stand clip they gave him, it's just the standard Monster High ghoul body. And I don't think it works for Jack at all, especially because he's got like the little plastic thing that Skellita has for under her clothes, except, Jack, and it's very weirdly situated underneath his suit, and I don't think it really works with that stand clip. I had a lot of trouble getting it on him because it's just a half thing of like plastic, so it's just like kind of loosely under there. Getting it to conform with the clip, it's just not working. I don't know why they didn't just use the regular Monster High boy clip like they did for Ghoulia, Gulux Ghoulia, and just have the little instructions to put it a little lower. I think that would have worked a little bit better. Mattel's never going to use this body sculpt again for any doll. It's unique to Jack, but I just want to put that in the note. Also, I'm going to not be super rose-tinted with this because I did pay more than retail to get these, because Mattel Creations is, once again, the shittiest site on Earth. Well, it's not the shittiest site on Earth, but like in the doll collecting hobby, Mattel Creations is probably one of the worst sites in existence. It's still so easily botted by resellers, so... Anyway, I think I'm going to take a closer look at each individual one, and then we'll talk about them together again. Boop. Reminder, when I say closer look, I mean closer look. Say hello to Jack. His head is very squishy, by the way. Like, I don't know what I expected. He is a Monster High doll, 2022 Mattel, so he's a unique sculpt. Sally is too, by the way. Sally also has 2022 Mattel stamped on her head, so she does not have a sculpt shared with anybody else, and her nose shape is very unique. Like, it is accurate to the actual puppet from the stop motion film. So, gotta love that. But we're not talking about Sally right now. We're talking about Jack, and his face is so cute. Like, this is adorable. I don't know why people said this is uncanny. Like, this is just Jack Skellington. This is the energy that he has. He is adorable. He is freaking adorable. And of course, he's got his little bat bow tie, which is clipped onto his pencil thin neck. Um, Honestly, not even pencil thin. I'm pretty sure pencils have a little bit more thickness to them than this. Like, yeah, Mr. Pumpkin King is thinner than a pencil. Um, oh God, I would hate to be the person who decides to make custom outfits for him. His proportions are gonna be out of this world. We are gonna take a look at his doll body. Now, everyone was saying that because his suit was satin, it was gonna be a lot cheaper. And it is still satin. It is still Mattel satin. So, it's not the best, but I also wouldn't call it the worst because it's right next to me. Hang on. Pants from the BTS dolls. It's a similar material, but this just feels slightly nicer than the BTS doll pants. Ever so slightly less papery. Just a fraction of a bit, but it's still like this is a $90 doll, in a satin suit with unhemmed edges. This is heat sealed. Thank goodness for that. But it's still that would have been. Actually, I don't think back in the day Mattel would have hemmed it either, because I have an old Barbie coat and that's not hemmed either. So, well, this is, but this isn't. So. Some things never change with Mattel, I suppose. He's got little buttons on his little undershirt, which is a faux undershirt, sort of like the BTS dolls, sort of like Dracula, apparently. This is all one piece, but it is sewn in a way that it is like layered. Like, there's actually undershirt underneath this, which is kind of nice, even though it's not removable. Very cute. I like the pop of orange. It just makes him feel a little special. And this feels like a 30th anniversary release. Like, we got pictures of this set around the same time as the Disney Store's 30th anniversary set. And let me just say, as a Nightmare Before Christmas hardcore fan, the Monster High set cleared the Disney 30th anniversary set because the Disney Store anniversary set is literally just a reprint of the 25th anniversary set with slightly more saturated colors. And to me, that is not special edition. Tweaking Jack and Sally's looks to feel a little bit more special, that's 30th anniversary. This is 30th anniversary. Disney Store, take some motherfucking notes. Also, I haven't said it at this point, but this is an adult channel for adult collectors. I do swear sometimes. My apologies. Now, Jack does have a unique body sculpt, and he is, just to give you an idea, very skeletal. Like, they went all in. I'm not going to undress him on camera because you can find plenty of pictures already on Instagram. I am far from the first person to post this set out of box at this point. In fact, one of my Instagram mutuals, I believe their handle is Zeros Dolls, was one of the first people to get these in person, and they took some wonderful photos of Jack and Sally's body sculpts. So I recommend checking those out if you want a closer look. But yeah, he is basically the tall, slender, bone-white version of Skellita, in terms of body sculpt. And he bends at the knee, of course. I don't think his lower legs are removable like Skellita's, though. I would be very scared if they were. But to give you an idea, like, they did not pull back at all for Jack. Ooh, where's his knee bone? Where's the joint? Okay, there it is. It scares me a little because you can't see, and sometimes the doll joints are turned around in the box. The coat tails are very long, much longer than they are in the movie, so it does feel a little bit more special. I like that, and of course the print is got the little skulls on them. I'm surprised it's not Skullet print for once, because, and you'll see it with Sally, but Monster High with the Skullector dolls loves putting skullets in the clothing for some of them. But they didn't do that with Jack. And I'm glad they didn't, because it would not have felt quite as much like him if they did. So, very cute. And of course, because he is a boy doll, he's got ankle articulation, which is something Skellita doesn't have. And his shoes, his little heeled shoes are kind of rubbery, and they look like they're stitched together out of leather. They have little swirls, little hearts, a tiny skullet on them, just the tiniest one. Anything on the soles, it's like, I can't tell if that's supposed to be the etching from like the ground that The Nightmare Before Christmas has to make it look like it's a pen drawing, like pen and ink, or if that's nope, it's the texture that it's supposed to look like that. Okay, because the Spiral Hill heel, oops, that wasn't in frame. The Spiral Hill heel has the same sort of hatched texture, so that is a very cool little detail. Love that. Now let's take a look at Sally. Boop. Okay, she is absolutely stunning. First of all, her skin tone is the exact same as G3 Frankie's, so very cool. Love that. It's familiar. I had a feeling they would use Frankie's current skin tone for Sally, just because it is a pretty accurate match. And I am very happy to report that her hair is not fire engine red. Thank the stars. I kind of have this thing. It's a scrapped video, but I talked about it in it. I don't know why I mentioned that. I did have a video around Sally merchandise in my collection planned, but I'm going to have to do that now since I actually have an official Sally Monster High doll. Maybe we'll revisit that video idea. Anyway, there's like this thing with Sally merchandise where her hair color is just never consistent. Sometimes it's a little bit closer to the movie where it's like more of an auburn color. Other times the saturation is so up there that it's practically Ariel's hair color from the 1989 cartoon. And I usually hate it when it strays into 1989 Little Mermaid territory, just because it kind of washes her pale skin tone out even more than it already is. Like, she is a pale little thing. She is a Nightmare Before Christmas character. Her skin is, like, ghostly pale. So I hate when they go for, like, the super bright candy red hair, and I'm glad they didn't do that. This is much more toned down in person, a little bit closer to the auburn from the film. I like it. I like it. And it is super soft saran. She will look absolutely stunning after a boil wash, and I really want to play dress up with her because I have, let me zoom out for you real quick. A couple months ago, I made a Sally custom with a G3 doll, and I made like a movie accurate dress, so I kind of want to see what she looks like in this. And I'm not the only one. I've had a few friends within the doll community curious about what that looks like too. Um, so I do want to play dress up with her in that regard, but then I also just want to see what sort of like fun little pictures I can take with her this holiday season. It's gonna be so fun. I love her so much. I was so excited for her. Speaking of, since we're zoomed out, we might as well cover her dress. Like, this is it in full frame. This mesh, this lace is so gorgeous. It's spider web knit, so I love that. Love that. She's got little plastic sleeves underneath her actual sleeves, probably to keep it from staining if you keep her in the box. Which, by the way, I always forget to mention this for the Mattel Creations dolls or the higher end Monster High dolls, but this doll set should be safe to keep in box because there is a thing of micro pack in here. So if you're an in-box collector, Jack and Sally should be safe to display, more or less. Just don't store them in a place of high heat or high humidity. Micropack is supposed to prevent mold from growing in the product, so I always like to mention it when it's in a Mattel product, because it's not something you see super often in the doll industry. Lord knows MGA Entertainment could use it, because Rainbow High has been prone to mold and mildew for some reason. But yeah, micropack means this is more or less safe to display in box if you're one of those collectors who loves to have a like little museum-like display where you display everything in the package, which I envy you to a degree because I can never be that meticulous. I like to hold things. Anyway, A lot of people were complaining about this dress when she was first revealed, but I don't really mind it as much because in my mind it kind of matches the vague description of her wedding dress from the Pumpkin Queen book. I'm going to bring it up again. I'm going to keep mentioning the Pumpkin Queen book while we talk about Sally because there's a motif with her dresses throughout the book. She does have a few outfit changes, and it is expressly stated at one or two points in the book that most of Sally's wardrobe, now that she is the Pumpkin Queen, always harkens back to her original patchwork dress. So this just feels very in line with what they've established for the character in the additional media that exists outside of the film. Does it make sense if you were going for a one-to-one translation for the movie? Not necessarily. This is something that I guess a more I don't want to say auxiliary, that is not the correct word for it. A fan that is more into like the outside material would probably pick up on the reference a little bit more than someone who is only a fan of the film and hasn't read any additional material. But like to me, I can make sense of this dress. And also, it's just a pretty dress. Like, I know everyone's tired of mermaid cut dresses, but this is one that I will defend. It's got a layer of, like, black tulle over the satin as well. It is a satin dress with the print, and it's got some top stitching here and top stitching as well to help make it look a little bit more like a patchwork. It is one piece, of course, because it is an evening gown, and it velcros in the back like so. Just like that. And oh, I forgot to show you. I know I mentioned it earlier, but just in case we forgot, 2022 Mattel, Sally is a new face sculpt. I cannot wait to boil wash her. She's gonna be so fun. Her headband is, oops, I've messed up her hair. Her headband is like twigs and little vines and etchings, a big Christmas bow, like the gifts that they put um, in like the making Christmas scene, which I, side tangent, really want to see someone go to Haunted Mansion Holiday and take a picture of their dolls because I don't live near Disneyland. I can't do that myself. But I would love for someone who has them to take pictures so I can live vicariously because that would be adorable. And then she's got the little premonition flowers up here too, which if you've seen the movie, you should know or remember the scene. It's where she's slipped away outside of Jack's house and she picks the little flower and it burns up into the little Christmas tree. That's what these flowers are on top of her head. So that's a very nice little callback. Oops, I've messed up her earrings. No, her earrings are the little black cat that she hangs out with on occasion. And then her necklace looks to be the deadly nightshade that she picks from the cemetery garden that she uses to poison Dr. Finkelstein. Her face up is so unique for a Monster High doll. I love it. The teal is actually glittery. Like it has a sheen, sparkle to it, like almost pearlescent. And I love the fading on her eyes. That must have been really hard to achieve. I don't think it's UV screening because it is very, very, very clearly defined, and that's not something you can get with UV screening, even though it's gotten a little bit better over the past couple years. Um, it feels a lot crisper, so I like that. And then she's got her white stitches on her face, which, fun fact, in the original film, Sally's stitches on her face are a different color than the ones on her body. And she does have her body stitches. I know when I posted these to TikTok when their pictures were first revealed, a lot of people were like, where are Sally's body stitches? They're not in the same places that Frankie's are in, so they're not visible from all angles. But she does, in fact, have them. She's got one hidden under her sleeve. She's got the ones on her clavicle and breastbone. She's got that one there. And then, of course, she's got her leg stitches as well, which are so nicely done. I love that. And, of course, her shoes. Last but not least, her shoes. We love her shoes. They are more of the little vines and sort of etched texture that's around Halloween Town. And then one of them is her frog's breath jar, which just has a literal frog living in it, and the deadly nightshade jar, which matches her deadly nightshade necklace. Love that for her. And Sally's final accessory, or only accessory, is the spool of thread she uses to sew herself back together. In the movie, she keeps it in a pocket that she has on her dress. and she keeps the needle for that in her hair, which is a fun little thing, very cute, you know, because she's a rag doll, so she can just stick it in any part of her body and not feel it. But that is so cool. I won't spoil the Pumpkin Queen book, but it recontextualizes Sally's character just a little bit. And of course this opens for some reason, even though there's nothing to put inside, but I'm sure I could find some G3 accessories to steal. Overall, because it was so stressful to get them, I do have to take a few points off, but I do love them very, very much. They're some of my favorite Skullector dolls to have ever come out. I wouldn't have bought them if I didn't like them. I'm going to say that. I always put that little disclaimer. Anyway, I would give them overall, I want to say, because of the hellish experience getting them, 8 out of 10 for overall thing, but like doll-wise, not 8.5 out of 10, because Jack's suit quality just isn't quite there. But, you know, I still love them a lot, and I'm really excited to take a lot of pictures with them for this holiday season. They are going to be so cute. Let me know what you think about them in the comments below. Were you able to get them, or were you like me and you've been watching eBay like a hawk trying to find one for an acceptable price? If you are in the same boat that I was in, I wish you the best of luck, and thank you all so much for watching. I will see you all in the next video. Happy holidays!